I just figured I would hop on and do my face hack, my highlight and contour, and just show you guys what I'm doing today. I don't have any makeup on at all right now. I really want you guys to see how beautiful the makeup can look even when you don't do any eye makeup at all. Sometimes I like to just do my face if I'm going to the grocery store or just to make myself feel better if I'm around the house. And I don't have time to do my face makeup, or my eye makeup, sorry. So I'm gonna wait just a couple seconds and see if we get some people to hop on here. I hope everybody's having a great day. It's kind of cloudy here today, but it's warm still, so that's good. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So as usual, I use my Stay Spray first. I'm gonna spray it all over my face. And I want to tell you guys too, I have a bunch of the new mascara products on their way. So I'll be doing a tutorial pretty soon on how to use those new products, which is super exciting. So I have my Stay Spray on. So now I'm going to go through with my 30-second hack brush. It's double-ended, which is super nice. The bristles are really dense, so it blends everything out really, really well. And I'm going to go in with White Peach underneath my eye to kind of brighten that up a little bit. And I like to use the larger end sometimes right underneath my eye to kind of as like a base, and then I go back with the smaller end and I just hit right where it's kind of poofy in those creases, and it helps kind of mat it out. Now you don't need a lot of product because it's cream, which we talk about a lot, which is really awesome, because when I used to use liquid, I felt like I was using a ton of product all the time. So now if you look at this eye compared to this eye, you can see for sure the difference in the brightness and the bagginess. So it just gives you a lift and helps you look more awake. And then I have some blemishes right now because my skin is normally pretty awful. It is getting better though because I've been using the Milk Moisturizing System, which is super, super awesome. Let's say I do my makeup too now. I better do my makeup too now. Yeah. It'll make you feel better. So I just take the smaller end and I just go in, and I'm still using the lighter White Peach color to help cover the blemishes, and I just kind of blend it out just a little bit with the bigger end. And I love how well this makeup covers blemishes because, oh, my lighting's getting a little better here with the sun shining in for a minute. I love how well it covers the blemishes. My old makeup, I used to use Urban Decay, the Naked foundation, and I felt like it just didn't cover my blemishes like at all. I kept trying to put makeup on it to cover them, and it just wasn't doing it. It was just kind of smearing it around. So now, because this is cream, so I have a little bit and I just dab it in my color, and then I just go, I start here and kind of press it, and then I just lightly feather it through. So your main part of your product is going right here, and then you're just feathering it out and down, because you don't want too much product. Otherwise it's going to sit in those creases a little bit and you just don't need it. It's just a waste. So now that I have that done, I'm going to go in with my secondary highlight color, which I'm going to use June, because I'm a little bit more tan. A lot of times I like to use Aura, but because it's summertime, I'm going to use a little bit of June. And I'm just going to go in the rest of the areas and just kind of blend it down. And I'm not using a lot. And I'm using a really light touch with my brush too. I think a lot of times people want to hold their brush too tightly, and I feel like a lot of times when you do that, it doesn't blend the makeup out as well, and you're almost getting too much product when you're using too heavy of a hand. So when you're holding your brush, you want to hold it back. I usually say, as a general rule, hold it by the opposite side. On these brushes, they have the little rivets right here. So I kind of use that as my rule to like hold it there, depending on the opposite side, whichever side I'm using. Does that make sense? And that helps you keep a lighter hand too when you're holding it back a little farther. And I just blend a little bit down my neck. I have some blemishes on my neck too, so I like to blend down a little bit. Plus I just feel like in general, just to blend down a little bit is really nice to get that really natural look going down into your neck. And usually if I'm not doing my eye makeup, I'll kind of just lightly go over the area that I would normally put eyeshadow or something on, just to kind of help even everything out. So then I'm going to go in with my contour. Now, it's kind of a personal preference. Some people like to use the larger end, and I kind of do it both ways, depending on my mood. But I'm going to show you, I feel like I normally do it with the larger end, so I want to show you with the smaller end how you would get more of a defined contour. So you take your small end, and I'm going to go in with Olive, which is this one right here. I'm just going to dab it 2 or 3 times really lightly. Now you're going to want to start kind of where like your hairline hits your ear, and then we're just going to go kind of draw a line down and a little bit curved like on the edge. So you can see it's already lifting my cheekbone by putting that natural shadow back in there where it's supposed to be. Do the other side. Now obviously you don't want lines on your face, that's kind of scary looking. So that's where you take the bigger end and you're going to go back in and you're just going to lightly buff it out and blend it right in really nicely on your cheekbone. So now you can see I have that shadow that's really natural looking. It's giving my cheekbone a lift, but it's not as scary as it looks over here right now. Because they're cream, they're really pigmented, and so a little bit goes a long way, and they look dark and scary at first, but they're really not, I promise. Don't be scared of the contour. Contouring will be your best friend if you do it properly. And it's really easy. This makeup makes it so easy. I could never contour before. I felt like I either needed a billion products or it took forever, and I just didn't like that. So now I just take a little bit and I just go through my forehead a little bit. I don't really have a really big forehead, but I just like to contour it a little bit. I feel like it makes it look a little bit more natural. And then I take just the excess and I kind of go just a little bit under my jawline on the edges. Not a lot, but just a little bit. So you can see already that instead of my face looking flat like it normally would with using a one color foundation, it's looking three-dimensional, which is what your face is supposed to look like. So it feels like a second skin instead of feeling like you're putting a mask on your face, because you're just accentuating the things that are already there by properly placing highlights and shadows in your makeup. Now I'm going to go in with my B squared brush, which is my blush and bronzer brush. I love this brush. It's the softest brush I've ever owned. It's awesome. And I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use pink grapefruit today. It's pretty bright and cheerful on this cloudy day. So I'm going to use a smaller end and just tap it in. And then I'm going to start here, like in the middle of my cheekbone, the top of it. And I'm going to dab forward and dab back. Because you don't really want the majority of your product to be circusy. You don't want it right on the apples of your cheeks because that just doesn't really look natural. So you want a little bit of color there, but you want the main part of your blush to be right on the top of your cheekbone, because that's where people are going to notice, and that's where you want them to look. You want them to look up towards your eyes, not down at your nose. So if you're putting blush up here, it's going to bring them up right to your eyes. If you're putting it more down here, they're just going to be staring at your nose. And nobody really wants somebody staring at their nose, because I don't even care if you like your nose, you just don't want people staring at your nose. This color is so pretty. I feel like some people kind of shy away from it because it looks really bright pink, like kind of Barbie pink. But I think once you get it on, it's just really, really pretty. And it gives you like that natural color in your cheeks, especially if you're fair skinned like me. It just gives you a natural kind of glow without looking crazy. And then I just like to kind of buff it out a little bit with my bronzer side. Then I'm going to spray my face again with my Stay Spray. It just helps set the makeup in. And now I wanted to show you something today. A lot of times I use my mascara cream illuminators. I talk a lot about the rose gold because I really like that one. It's really pretty. I've used it as an eyeshadow on some of my other tutorials. But today I wanted to tell you about powder illuminators, because with the makeup being cream, I feel like the powder illuminators, when I'm not doing my eyes, really helps stick to the makeup and really brightens my face, which I really like if I'm not doing a really powerful eye. If I'm doing my eyes full-blown like date night, sometimes I don't always like to use a powder illuminator because for me, I feel like sometimes it's too much, and I like the creams because they tend to be a little bit more subtle with this makeup. But Maskcara is coming out. They haven't announced a release date yet, but they did let us know that they're coming out with, I think it's 5 new powder illuminators, and they are all really, really pretty. We've seen the colors, but we don't know exactly when they're going to be available to you guys yet. So today I just wanted to show you the concept of a powder highlighter over top of a cream makeup. So this is my Urban Decay one, and I actually really love this powder illuminator. It's really pretty. It's called Sin Afterglow. I guess that's mirrored backwards, but so I just take a little bit and I just use my finger normally, and I just dab it on the top of my cheekbone. Now you can see already that that is glowing versus this side. So when the sun hits it, it just looks really pretty, and it helps brighten your face, which I feel like with my face, the brighter the better, because I'm always tired and it makes me look more awake when my face is bright. And then, oops, there we go. And then I like to take it down my nose a little bit and on my Cupid's bow. You can see how that just lifts. And then sometimes even I'll go right underneath my brow bone with the powder illuminator. So I like to do that. Hold on just a second. What, baby? Oh, okay, I'll be in just a minute. Oh, okay, I'll be in just a minute. Sorry about that.
Okay.
So, you can see. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So you can see the powder illuminator and how pretty that looks. Now I have zero eye makeup on, and I feel like I'm looking at my face, only how my skin should look, not how it actually looks. So it gives you a really flawless face, and I don't feel like with this makeup that I have to do my eyes. I can just do my face and feel fine about it. Whereas my old makeup, I felt like I looked like a ghost because my face was all one color, and it looked weird if I didn't do my eye makeup. And so I love that I can just throw this on really quickly and be out the door, go to the grocery store, run my errands, whatever I have to do, and not feel like my face looks weird. So anyways, that is my quick highlight and contour face hack. So I will, well, I guess, does anybody have any questions before I hop off? Give you guys a minute. And if anybody wants to be color matched, just let me know. Send me a direct message and I can get you color matched for sure. Thanks, Jamie. Any questions before I hop off? Thanks, Summer. Alright, well, I'm not seeing any questions, so if you guys do have questions, just direct message me and I will be happy to answer them. Have a great night. Bye.